I think that's right. So we'll go over some practice notes of what's been going on. I think a lot of the word was revolving around Keandre Lambert-Smith rolling his ankle. Looks like he's back at practice. Not going to be that big of a deal, but, give him a couple of days rest for sure. Keontae Scott was not participating. I think he had a wrap around his thigh maybe. But, again, you're going to get nicks and bruises and little tweaks here and there in fall camp. Hopefully Auburn can dodge the injury bug for the most part. We'll see moving forward. But we'll talk about that a little bit. We will get maybe Jim's predictions. Everybody's had a chance to weigh in on the order of finish for the SEC, so we'll take a look at that maybe as we move on as well. Jim, how you doing today?
Man, doing great. Right in the middle of, got done a talking season. Now we actually got real practice going on.
Right.
We are talking about practice.
We are talking about practice.
So, but things are starting to heat up to where guys can get a little physical out there. We're not just wearing shorts and helmets anymore. Got some pads on, so we're enjoying the time out there and getting to see really what this team, what he's built. The words are out there now, night and day difference from last year.
Right. Just in the physical makeup of the team.
Correct.
That seems to be, a common theme, like you said. Especially with the wide receivers. Mm-hmm. But not only that, across the board, it seems like. That looks good when you're looking at it. As Randy likes to say, you want these guys getting off the bus.
Oh, yeah.
First. It looks impressive.
Yeah.
Will it translate on the field?
Well, no, that's
a lot of these guys are young.
That's you took the words right out of my mouth. That's the biggest part about this night and day difference in that receiver core. I think that's the reason they went and got out the KLSs and the Sam Jacksons and those guys of the world to get some leadership in there. These young guys, everybody, even defensive guys, are talking about the young guys and how talented they are. But I'm interested to see how that game transfers when those big lights come on and there's 90,000 people in there and this place is going crazy. It's no longer high school ball and you got 2,000 people in the stands.
Right.
There's so much screaming and yelling from Andy up there in the stands, they can't hear what they're thinking.
This is true. I give it all I got, that's for sure. I think Auburn probably scheduled to have a scrimmage this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
What can you expect maybe from that first scrimmage?
I think what you're looking for a coaching side of things is you just want to see that we can get lined up correctly. Mm-hmm. We can get, this year we got this communication part going on that the coaches are getting to talk in the headset up until 15 seconds. It's almost like a scrimmages in one sense of the matter is for a program. It's a what do they call it? A rehearsal in most areas. It's a rehearsal for a Saturday to make sure all these little things are together.
Right.
We're not so much looking for in the first scrimmage who's going to win a spot, who's not. Now, granted, you can lose a spot if you go out there and don't perform.
Right.
But I don't think it's the end of the deal if you don't have a great one in your first scrimmage as a D lineman or an O lineman. I don't think you lose your spot. But I definitely think this first one is more of a let's get everybody on the field. Let's get them used to the stadium. Let's see how things work.
It is a big difference playing in Jordan-Hare versus a high school stadium.
Oh, sure.
Maybe at a 1, 2A, 3A school, even if you're at a 7A school, you're playing in front of 1,500 people.
Yeah, you think
5,000 people at best.
Here in our local area, how many you think's in Sportsplex over there? 4,000?
Maybe
on
if
a
it's
big day?
jam-packed.
Yeah. So, 4,000 people. Now Malcolm's going to play in front of 90.
Another great thing to hear, and, again, it's wonderful to talk, and it sounds great, but will it translate to the field? We've been talking about all the reasons why this might translate this year, but this is from Jason Caldwell. He said, look, I continue to hear really good things about quarterback Peyton Thorne. While he's throwing the football well, the biggest thing is his comfort in this offense and understanding of what to do before the ball is snapped.
Correct. I agree, and I've been saying this since way back in the springtime. A second year for any player in a system, even me and you, a second year of doing something, you're so much more mentally sharp. And Hugh's offense is so complex in a way that He needs to be able to know what Hugh's thinking when he walks to the line, so that if he's in a passing down, but they're taking away certain aspects of it, and we only need 3 yards, maybe he decides, okay, it's better to hand it off here at this time, even though we've called a passing play.
Yeah.
He's got to – those kind of little things have got to click to where the RPO difference for him in that run-pass option, he's got to know if he looks to the right over here, there's 100% these guys are in man coverage on this side. Oh, this side over here is zone coverage. I already know before that zone starts where my route's going, and I know that's my play. I don't even have to look to the right.
Well, last year, and I guess every year, you look at it, a quarterback makes a throw, and it's horrendous.
Correct.
I mean, he throws it and nobody's there.
Right.
Or he overthrows a guy by 10 yards, and you just look at it and say, man, that looked weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't know. As fans, you just look at it and say, man, Peyton Thorne's just no good.
Yeah.
Was it his fault or was it the receiver's fault?
Well, and
you go back and look. Now, I'm not to bury the lead here, but Rivaldo Fairweather said, and I quote, there were players last year on the offense who didn't know the plays.
Well, and that's what I was about to get at. If you've got that large group of receivers we had come in from all over the country, small schools and other places, and they were just like him. I mean, we got to think about it. Peyton was only there just for the fall. Yeah. He only had literally 14 practices to get himself together. So could it have been a little bit on him? It could have been. But it's also, I've heard it more times than not, even out of players' own mouths, there were receivers that didn't run the right route just because they simply didn't understand it.
Peyton I'm not comparing Peyton Thorne to Peyton Manning, but Peyton Manning was not blessed with the greatest athletic ability of any quarterback in the history of the NFL. Okay, back when he was in college, yeah, he was a really good athlete. But as time went on, and more often than not in the NFL, what made him one of the best, if not the best quarterback of that generation, his numbers in certain cases are a little better than Tom Brady's, but Tom Brady's got the hardware.
Right.
So however you want to determine that.
Right.
But Peyton was so smart. Mm-hmm. He knew what the defenders were going to do. He knew what everybody on his team was going to do. He knew where to throw the ball. He knew where not to throw the ball. He knew what check to make. He was just the smartest guy on the field.
Right.
And knew the offense better than anybody else. Is that what Hugh Freeze made a comment earlier this year about Peyton Manning, about Peyton Thorne being in the quarterback room and them watching film, and he was going to make, there was some formation and the defense lined up a certain way, and he said, this is one of those certain situations where, I'm not sure, I don't think anybody really knows exactly what to do, and he said Peyton chimed in right away and said, this is what this is the proper thing to do.
Right.
Before he could even get the words out of his mouth. So
you got to consider
that can't be anything but a good sign.
If we know all the information about Peyton, he come from a coaching family. His dad is a former coach. He's played at that high level of football for a long time. I think we've seen it. He's put it on paper in 2021 that he can put those numbers there.
Yeah.
I think you saw a digression last year because he wasn't comfortable. Me and you can't go out and in 14 minutes start working on a car and expect that car to be put back together just right. Now, granted,
give me 14 years.
Is he a five-star quarterback? Well, obviously not, because somebody would have ranked him that out of high school. But can you grow like what you said? Your Peyton Mannings and Tom Brady's were not 5 stars either. And it's funny you brought up Peyton Manning. I watched a show on I'm trying to think of the guy that played against him, Ray Lewis, yesterday. He was doing a big thing on Peyton Manning, and he said him and Peyton are big buddies now, and he said, I got to sit down and talk. Somebody was interviewing him. And he said, I got to sit down and talk to Peyton Manning's wife one time at a Pro Bowl. And the guy was looking at him like, why would you talk to his wife? And he was like, his wife was so excited. She's a great football fan, but she wanted to tell me that how much time that she got taken away from her relationship with her husband because of him. And he said, why is that? He said, because Peyton made a library in their basement that had films of Ray Lewis and how, when they played against Ray Lewis, how to read where he was going to go and what he was going to do. And Ray said that after that day, he said, I went home and started watching film on Peyton Manning to know that how to understand to play him better. The good ones, they know the details, Andy.
I'm going to say it again. Rivaldo Fairweather said there were some players, quote-unquote, players within the offense last year who didn't know the place. I hope that's changed. We got to take a break, our first one, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tri-Tunes and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Let's get serious. Let's get Arctic Air serious. You want your car and truck to live longer, don't you? Well, it's about maintenance. Same thing with Arctic Air. You see the number at the bottom of the screen? Call them right now. Let me tell you something. You want to be comfortable? We all want to be comfortable.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cabs, discounted up to $13,750 off. Chevy Equinox with discounts up to $6,000 off. And listen to this, 2024 Chevy Blazer EV, as low as $295 a month. Brand new Chevy Blazer EV, 24 months lease, just $295 a month.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job is too big. No job is too small, commercial or residential. Give them a call today. Central Alabama Community College, great place to get a great education right here in Central Alabama. Get your 2-year degree, go out into the workforce, or take care of your basics before you transfer to the 4-year institution, whatever it might be. Central Alabama Community College can fit your needs. Russell Do-It Center, they got 9 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. All right, some comments rolling through. Ty says the Braves are done. Top of third, Brewers are already up 6-0. This is after a 10-0 win 2 games ago, and then last night, Braves blew a 4-3 lead, I think, going into the later innings and ended up losing that game, I think 6-5. So, Steve says, is it true that Saban wanted to hire Hugh Freeze after he was fired by Mississippi, but SEC commissioner blocked this? That was a prevailing rumor that went around, although Hugh Freeze at his press conference in being introduced as Auburn's head coach made it pretty clear that he has never been told by anybody, especially Greg Sankey, that he could not work for anybody else and that he could not work in the SEC. So that kind of put that to bed. Now, take that for what you will, but I think that's probably accurate. Jeremy Scott says, go Team USA. I'm assuming we're talking soccer, basketball, whatnot. Scotty Scheffler did win the gold medal as well in golf.
Yeah, I think basketball is supposed to play for the medal, the gold medal.
Yep. Okay, back to what we were talking about, some practice notes here. One of the things that jumped out is Auburn's pass rushing group in this year. Jalen McLeod returns, but the addition of Kieron Crawford looks like a great move based on early returns. Maybe the biggest thing is the jump that Jamonta Waller and Joe Phillips have made since the spring. I think we'll see them on the field this season, and both have the ability to help this fall, which gives Auburn some important depth at a very important position on the field. Pass, we've been talking about for how many years about pass rush.
Oh, yeah. Well, and pass rush is very important, too. It's great that you have multiple names that we're talking about because it's very important to get that guy in there for 2 or 3 reps and let him come take a break for 3 or 4 reps and build up that steam, because I don't want a guy, if he's going to go in there and pass rush, I want a full steam ahead every play. I don't want a guy that's going to pass rush on his 5th rep and be 50%, because that could have been the play we got there and changed the whole ballgame.
Right.
Depth is making a big difference on this team.
Well, we're talking about depth. That seems to be the word of the month at Auburn, and it's really across the defensive line. We're talking about that interior being, did I hear him say actually playing 4, 8, maybe even 10 guys on the interior defensive line?
I've heard as high as 8 in the inside of that line. Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, if you don't have a superstar, if you don't have a Nick Fairley, then you better win the 4th quarter. You better, put your guys in position that they have played far fewer reps during the game and they can dominate the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and that's what the goal is behind every good defense, is you want to be as fresh as you can going in that 4th quarter.
No question. All right, so Perry Thompson's role, 6'3" punt returner, may look a little gimmicky on the surface, but from talking to people at practice, Auburn absolutely believes that he can be a standout on special teams because of his quickness and athleticism. Additionally, on special teams, Thompson, Bryce Kane, and Malcolm Simmons all worked on punt returns Tuesday.
Yeah, you're trying your best because you know how great of athletes these are to get them on the field somewhere, some way. That's probably your writing on the wall already showing you that it's going to be hard for Malcolm to find a way into the receivers.
Right.
As we're thinking he's probably 3 deep in a position. They want to give him a spot to get him on the field somehow because of how dynamic he is. Bryce Kane being the same thing. They're trying their hands right now to find out who's the best fit for that.
Again, I go back to
But I thought I heard also that Keontae Scott was taking punt returns last couple of days.
yeah. Well, he returned punts last year.
Right.
Now, because he's your starting cornerback, maybe you don't want him back there as much, which is the same point I was going to make. You've only, Jarquez Hunter, Damari Alston, Jeremiah Cobb. Mm-hmm. That's the running back room. I'm not sure I want Jarquez Hunter returning kickoffs.
No.
I'd rather see some of these freshmen back there, some of these super athletic freshmen.
I'm with you. He could easily get hurt on the line of scrimmage. I would rather him get hurt trying to make 5 yards in the interior of the line than I would be on a kickoff that somebody can go full force and just launch their body at him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you get some kamikazes on kickoff return. That can be a very, very – and how many people get hurt, on kickoff returns?
Well,
always.
That was one of the things years ago they outlawed that wedge deal because people just used to make that wedge. Well, every coach would go find them a crazy Andy to just jump in the middle of the wedge, and people were getting killed, broken arms, and it was getting people knocked out.
Well, I remember what was his name? Brandon
Johnson.
The running back?
Yeah, fullback.
Oh, no. Who was the big – went on to the NFL play for the Giants. He was the odd man out.
Oh, yeah, Brandon good Lord.
What was his
He
name?
was with Cadillac, Ronnie,
Yeah.
and Brandon, and I can't think of Brandon's last name.
He came down on special teams and nearly about killed a guy from Vandy. They had to cart him off the field. I thought he was dead. So you don't want that kind of guy coming down busting that wedge. But that doesn't happen anymore. So, all right, we got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to Auburn Blitz. I almost said Sports Blitz. That was 2 nights ago. Welcome to the Auburn Blitz. Thank you so much for being with us. Today, Andy and Jim here with you. Always like to remind you about Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines. 2 great locations, one in Montgomery, one in East Glen and Auburn, fairly new location there. Tremendous food. They got daily specials. You can go in there, have the meal in there in the restaurant. You can get it to go. They do a lot of to-go business. They'll cook it for you. You can get it. Go and pick you out a beautiful steak, some ribs, whatever. Go home, cook them yourself. If you're, the master griller, whatever your desire is, Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines can help you out with that. We can attest to you 100% the food is absolutely amazing. Go and check them out today. Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines. And for all you wine lovers, they have the greatest, probably the best selection in all of Auburn. All right, just some comments before we move on. John says Auburn's going to have a much better season in football this season than many expect in terms of setting his team's foundation. I expect Freeze has somewhat quietly set a strong foundation with skilled and talented offensive and defensive linemen. Expect that foundation to get stronger and stronger. Brandon Jacobs, thank you for Stephen and Wade for helping me with my dementia. Brandon Jacobs, the running back that I could not remember, he was and that speaks a lot about Brandon Jacobs. Look, this guy was a freak of a running back. 6'4", and 245 pounds, I think. And
do you realize, and I'm just sitting here thinking about that, hit me in the head, that backfield that was all on campus together at the same time of Cadillac, Ronnie, and Jacobs are all in the NFL. And this group, to me, reminds me a lot of them, that the 3 we got right now could all end up in the NFL.
Maybe. We'll see. Trey Smith, there was I think it was a Sports Illustrated cover of Carnell, Ronnie, Trey Smith and Brandon Jacobs, and I think it was like the 4 horsemen.
Right.
Is what they call,
Well, they had.
I remember that quite well.
They had 3 horses and a pony.
I mean, there was no way to really unseat Cadillac and Ronnie. So
No.
Jacobs just kind of was the odd man out. But dude played special teams, and he went down, and I mean, he would kill. So he was just he was rough. He'd hurt you. The wedge buster. Ty says Charlie Morton gave up 4 home runs in 3 innings against the Brewers, 8-0 now over the Braves. Whew.
Time to pack it up.
Thank goodness it's almost football season. I agree, Ty. We're going to have to let that one go back, I think. That's pretty rough. All right, we'll kind of pivot here. And if you got any other thoughts, you want to kind of relate a little bit of what you were talking about during the break about the quarterback situation?
Oh, yeah. I'd be happy to. What the intel tells me and what I've been able to gather from the university down there and from other sources around, we all got wound up in this quarterback battle that everybody wanted to go out and get the top name guy, wanted to go get Juju. Well, the problem, and anybody that do the research can find it out as well, the problem in Juju is his father. He wants to control every aspect of it, which in some ways, I guess if you and I had a child, we would want to at least know where our child was going to school, how they're going to take care of them. That's my kid.
If you and I had a child, it'd be an ugly child.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying in general, you being more the athletic person yourself, if you had a child, he probably might end up trying to have a basketball scholarship.
I would hope.
And you would want to know who was taking care of him and all that good stuff. Well, what it seems to be happening in this situation, it's not about that. It's about the money and the prestige to dad. So every time Auburn got in on the battle and USC had this much money on the table, well, Auburn would go make an offer and dad would go, well, that's not good enough. Let me go bounce it off USC, and Colorado's in this, and can y'all match what Colorado said, and can you match this one and match that one? And it sounds like from all sources, Auburn just got tired of playing the game. They don't want to keep going. They wanted to have somebody committed to them, make a strong impression on this class, and be with that guy. Well, they can't control that because Daddy doesn't allow it to be controlled. Juju has no play in what's going on from all the aspects that's out there.
Do you think he ends up at USC or Colorado?
I think he's at USC, 100%.
Well, a lot of talk was that he might, and of course, he did get handed the keys.
Oh, yeah.
To the offense at Colorado.
Yeah.
If he ends up at Colorado, my thought is, let's say they have another terrible season. Deion leaves to go to the NFL. Juju's going to want to transfer. We can probably get him for half price.
Well, that's what I was about to get to was Juju's dad is so worried about the money and all this, and we're going to make the much as we can. You can play that game too long where you don't end up with half of what you could have got because you keep playing deal and no deal, and you get the no deal. That's what you get.
Thoughts that Deuce Knight ends up in the Auburn class?
Everything on the intel right now says that he's about 60 to 70% that he ends up. Now, Ole Miss is still in the ball game.
Right.
Kiffin's talking to him. I saw one other report. There was somebody in the ACC was on his table, but he was still taking some visits. But they're saying that he should be done by the end of the month, and maybe even this week that you could hear his name being called. Everybody was hot and heavy on KJ Lacey.
Right.
Auburn also laid the offer out there to him, and he didn't take it. He was given the same offer that Texas gave him, and he decided that he wanted to stick with Austin. So that's why they moved on. And I won't necessarily say moved on and because Deuce was third in line, but if KJ and Deuce are the same level of who we're after, then they had offers out there for both of them. And Deuce, as I told on this show, there was going to be a surprise during the Big Cat Weekend. Deuce did show up to Big Cat Weekend. So if somebody that's already committed to another school shows up, just like the Coleman kid and a couple others we got from Alabama, when kids from other schools start showing up for your big weekends, that speaks a lot.
Yeah, and, the word is, and according to Alvin, I didn't realize, him and Alvin Henderson are really, really big buddies.
Right.
And apparently, Knight wants to play in the SEC. Ultimately, and who doesn't? But also, from what I heard and from what I understand, Deuce's parents were there all day for Big Cat Weekend in the morning, and he showed up that night.
Right.
But his parents went through the whole thing at Big Cat Weekend. So take that for what you.
Well, and Hugh's always been a big family guy.
Yeah.
So it could be the opposite of the Juju situation. If you win mom and dad on the Deuce side, you probably win Deuce.
That would be typical Auburn for
Yep.
sure. That seems like their normal route. All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
"76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community."
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. Only a couple of more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Again, a lot to talk about. Practice going on. It will be going on for the rest of the week. Scrimmage scheduled for Saturday. At least that's the, I think the tentative schedule. We'll see what happens with that. A lot of back and forth going. You always hear about this time of year the defense being ahead of the offense. Apparently the word from practice is that it's kind of been going back and forth. Nobody has technically kind of won a practice. It's kind of been split. Some days the offense gets the better of the defense. Some days the defense gets better of the offense. I think that's
what you want.
It's probably exactly what you want to hear.
Yeah. No, you definitely don't want – at this point right now, you don't want that happening to where the offense is just dominating the defense, because that tells you there's not what you think is on that defense.
Right.
If there's enough depth and enough talent in that defensive interior and that secondary that's young and we're working on, and they're still winning some days, then that's a good thing.
Yeah. All right, Jim, how do you feel about this order of finish for the SEC? I don't know if you thought about it too heavily, but just give us kind of a quick skeleton.
Okay.
What you think?
Yeah, I'll shoot them in line here. I'm gonna go with most everybody in the country that's gonna tell you that Vandy is gonna be the bottom of the barrel there. They'll be 16. I'm gonna give you Mississippi State at 15. I'll give you Arkansas at 14.
All right, that seems to be the general consensus. Vandy,
South Carolina 13. I'm going to give you Florida at 12.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you. Guys, that's kind of a tough one. I see a lot of guys here have got Auburn in that 8-9. I think we finish higher than that. Let's put Kentucky. Did I already call them out? Kentucky at 10.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to leave us that top half of guys there. I say A&M's 9. No, scratch that. We're going to go Oklahoma 9, A&M 8, Auburn 7.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, Auburn 7. Then we'll probably follow that with LSU, Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, and Georgia.
Where you got Ole Miss?
Oh, excuse me. So if I were going to put them,
just bump everybody down a spot.
Yeah, I would say that Ole Miss. I'm going to put them in the 4th slot.
Okay.
Missouri's. Yeah, I would say in the 4th slot.
All right. So you got Texas winning, or
no,
you got
Georgia winning.
Georgia winning.
Yeah, it just made a big difference to me in the last couple of days that
but Texas and Georgia playing for the SEC
yes,
title?
I'm going to tell you that Texas and Georgia play, or Georgia and Tennessee play for it.
Okay. You got big thoughts about Tennessee, huh? Think they
got a lot of talent there, and a lot of the quarterback is the big thing for me. That kid is really, really talented. If he gets on a roll, I mean, I think, and as you've already seen, they can put up offense with anybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's just going to be playing defense. And I think as long as they stay healthy on that defense, they got a chance to play for it. I think so if I had to pick you're going to get 4 playoff teams this year, and if I had to get 4 playoff teams, that's what I'm going to say: Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, and Ole Miss. Alabama ain't going to the playoffs.
They get left out of the playoffs.
They get left out because they're going to be 9-3.
There'll be people jumping off bridges in Tuscaloosa if that happens.
They're going to be 9-3.
Talk about Kellen DeBoer being on the hot seat already.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, there's so many factors, and they got a tough schedule. I mean, they got a hard, and it's just like Georgia. Georgia's not going to make it the whole season undefeated. It ain't going to happen. The regular season.
No, I don't think they go to Texas and to Alabama and come away undefeated there.
And then even like what we had last year, we had them on the ropes, and we didn't have a roster that was that great last year. Not to say we're fixing to put them on the ropes again this year, but that shows you how vulnerable a team can be. Is there somebody on Georgia's schedule when they're getting hyped up and getting ready to go to Texas? Is there somebody right before or right after that they get beat by because they're not ready for them?
Right. I think they got like is it they go to Alabama and then they come back and play Auburn? I think at home. Mm-hmm. So could Auburn be beneficial? Could they be benefited from that?
Right.
You know, maybe a beat-up Georgia team, maybe a team that's either coming off a very disappointing loss or a very excited win, and they just naturally have a down week the next week. Can Auburn take advantage of that?
Well, I mean, that's what you want, because you also got to look at Auburn's schedule and see who they're coming off going into that game. And if they're not coming off somebody that's that tough, then mentally it could almost be the what do you call that, cosmos of what happened to us last year. I guarantee you ain't got to tell me, I ain't got to ask a coach. Those coaches spent 2 weeks getting ready for the University of Alabama to play a football game. They did not put Mexico State on that level that could have played with us in any time, any shape, any form, any fashion. They can say whatever they want to say. They were looking ahead, and they got what they deserved for looking ahead.
Auburn better be careful, because Diego Pavia is coming back.
That's right.
He's coming back to Jordan. I don't know if he'll be the quarterback at Vandy. I assume
right now he's a projected starter.
But Auburn better go out and beat them by 4 touchdowns.
Well, I don't think that's the old saying, the first time you get me, shame on me kind of thing. So I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off a second time. They'll be prepared. And heaven forbid if he picks up somebody and slams somebody on the sideline again.
If Auburn loses to Vandy, then I mean, look, I don't think anything's out of the realm of possibility when it comes to football like this. But if that happens, man, we're having a really different conversation.
No, I say you're
in the middle of the year.
I say you're 9-3. You're gonna start the season 5-0. We beat Oklahoma because we're already rolling 4-0. We beat Oklahoma in Jordan-Hare, so you're 5-0.
Yeah. Seems like maybe we have a off week after Oklahoma, and then we go to Georgia. Seems like that's right, but I'm not correct.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a look at it. All right, we've got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
For air that's cool and clean, call Senza Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
Turn to the experts at Senza Green and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Announcing Camping World's Inflation Buster camping program. You can now get into a new RV starting at just $98 a month. We won't let the economy steal your camping season. Take advantage of this very limited time offer and lock in your low monthly payment today.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment on this Thursday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Andy and Jim taking you up to 1 o'clock. Well, it doesn't sound like the Braves are turning things around here. Clarification, Auburn's bye is after Georgia, not before. So Auburn opens with 6 straight games.
Correct.
And then takes a bye and then goes to Missouri, the first bye. Everybody gets 2 byes this year. That's going to be a little bit interesting. That's going to be a little bit different, certainly, for everybody to kind of get used to. But we probably need a couple of weeks off during the season.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've always thought if you're going to make, especially now with a 12-team playoff, and you're going to make that long of a deep of a run, you need a couple weeks.
Yeah. Okay, Jim, it is August the 8th on this day in 2024. 1961, the Hamilton Tiger Cats defeated the Buffalo Bills 38-21 in an exhibition in Hamilton, Ontario. I'd love to see these again. In NFL versus a CFL type situation. I told Brett the other day that ought to be, that could be like a Pro Bowl. Or an all-star game, so to speak.
Well, yeah, heaven forbid. There is no such thing as a Pro Bowl anymore.
I mean, it's terrible. So, but this kind of, I mean, put a little something, give the winner $1 million.
Yeah.
You know, split it among the team or something. So give them something to play for. So I think it would be cool. But 1974 on this day, Jim was just a young man back in 1974.
That was just a thought.
Richard Nixon announces that he will resign. I will resign the presidency effective tomorrow in this office. Gerald Ford will be given the oath of office, and he will be the president the following day. So Richard Nixon, everybody, looks at him obviously with a negative connotation, and rightly so. He brought it on himself. But people, I think, forget Richard Nixon, one of the most popular presidents of all time.
He definitely got
Won in a landslide when he ran. So actually very, very popular president until the whole Watergate thing. So 1976 on this day, August the 8th, the White Sox wore shorts as part of their official uniform.
Now, what would be the benefits of that?
I don't know.
Just cooler?
I guess, yeah.
But do you just go ahead and decide as a team we're not going to slide?
I don't think it lasted but 1 year. And I don't even know how many times they wore them in 1976. But it's not a good look. It's just not a good look. I'm sorry. Why? If you Google that sometime and take a look at those uniforms, the White Sox wearing shorts as part of the uniform. All right, happy birthday today, the great Webb Pierce. Born on this day, 1921, died in 1991. there stands the glass. So he said, it's my first one today. Willie Nelson said, a famous quote, he said, I knew Webb. And it may have been the first one he had that day, but it wasn't the last.
Oh, no.
Also in the jailhouse now, Webb Pierce. Rory Calhoun, born on this day, 1922, very famous in Westerns over the years. For all you B-movie classic people, Motel Hell. Rory Calhoun. Richard Anderson, Oscar from the $6 Million Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar Goldman, We Can Rebuild Him. How about Lord Alfred Hayes? Lord Alfred Hayes, who used to be one of the commentators on WWF.
Okay.
Back in the early days with Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh, I know Okerlund real well.
Yeah. Jerry Tarkanian, the Shark. Head coach at UNLV.
That's right.
Used
wave a towel a lot.
chew on the towel.
That's right.
Yeah. Born on this day, 1930, died in 2015. Mel Tillis, born on this day, 1932. Great songwriter, and good musician as well. Donald P. Belisario, born on this day, 1935. Legendary TV producer, Magnum PI, the A-Team, all these NCIS, JAG, all those.
He's had a big
man.
run.
I'm sure he's wealthy. How about Dustin Hoffman?
Oh, yeah.
Dustin Hoffman, born 1937. Dustin Hoffman's 87 years old.
Good grief.
I did not realize that.
No,
Dustin Hoffman.
I would have not put him that old.
No. What time's Wapner? Wapner's on. Right. Ken Dryden, Hall of Fame goaltender. Donnie Most, Ralph Mouth from Happy Days.
Oh, yeah.
Born on this day, 1953. Harry Crosby, son of Bing Crosby. Actually, Harry was one of the teenagers in the original Friday the 13th. He's the one that took an arrow to the eye.
Yeah.
Not good.
I don't think that'd been fun.
Good. Bruce Matthews, longtime offensive lineman in the NFL, Hall of Famer. Ricky Rocket from Poison. Every rose has its thorn.
Oh, yeah.
The Edge. The Edge from U2. You a big U2 fan?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
How about Poison?
A little bit of Poison.
A little bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
early days.
Howard Cross, I'm not sure if he's in the Hall of Fame or not. Really good tight end, though, for the Giants. From Huntsville, Alabama, played at Alabama in 1967.
Hey, now you got to remember, those Alabama recruits ain't no good. So.
That's true. Trev Alberts, great linebacker with Nebraska, went on to the NFL. Now he's the AD at Texas A&M.
Okay.
Trev Alberts also was on ESPN for a while. Scott Stapp, lead singer of Creed. Not many people know this. Justin Clayton's favorite band.
Wow.
Yeah, Creed.
Okay.
That and Nickelback. It's back and forth.
It's a tie.
Roger Federer, born on this day, 1981. It's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for being with us, Jim. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.